At this point in my career, I guess it's a tough one. There's many ways I can tell the story, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I've had a little bit of a break a few years back, and at that time I was a little bit bitter about, you know, where my career had gone to and the way you see things happening when you're a kid. And but now, when I look at things, I'm happy. There's a few boxes I'd like to tick. Like, I would love to say I've raced a world championship race, even just a wild card. I'd love to go and be competitive somewhere at that level, or at least see where I'd fit in. But the way the championship is in Australia, I feel like I'm getting the most out of myself, and you know, at 30 years old, I'm still improving each year, and I feel fresh. Like, I didn't start racing until I was 22 on the road bike. So, you know, my experience level in an age group is sort of that of a, you know, mid-20s, early 20-year-old rider, and I feel like that too. Like, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I go to the racetrack pretty motivated at the moment, and I guess the mentality changed from that point when I stopped to now, where I definitely see the fun side of it, maybe relax a bit more too. When I come back from the break, I'd left the sport feeling like, you know, I had the first year on the Superbike with Suzuki in 2011, and I learned a lot with Phil, and probably realistically I should have stayed another year with him. I went overseas and I rode the BMW in 2012, and I had a really good year, I thought, and I definitely learned a lot about how to ride a Superbike. So when I finished that year, I come home. I didn't want to race. I honestly thought I didn't want to race a motorbike anymore. I went and bought a dirt bike, and I wanted to ride that, but I didn't feel like I wanted to race anymore. And as the year went on, I found myself logging on to the result sheets and, you know, looking at where people were at, and you know, wondering, you know, if I could do that. And anyway, you know, I went down to MotoGP with a few mates, and I was sitting on the hill watching, and you know, watching the support classes, and I found myself sitting there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon watching the support classes, and yeah, and a friend down there asked me to go to the Troy Bayers Classic, and after that Troy Bayers Classic, the first year they had it, you know, where I hadn't been on a bike in 16 months, and I literally just rocked up at Taree and was able to compete against, you know, not in road racing as discipline, but guys from all different disciplines, and be at the top of the tree straight away. I thought, no, I've got to go race, and I just want to work out where I fit in the whole scenario. So definitely when I started that year, I believed I could go fast, but it was really a lot harder than I thought. And although the lap times were okay, it took me until sort of midway to 2/3 of the way through the season where I was confident to pass people, because it was really scary at that high speed. Yeah, my plan from here on out is to try and make a name for myself in Australian Superbike Championship. You know, my first teammate was Sean Giles, who's, you know, when you think of Sean Giles, you think of Suzuki, and I definitely feel like over the next few years that's probably the way I'm going, and I'm really enjoying the team setup I've got, and I feel like I've got a good relationship with all the guys at Honda, and I'm at an age now where you probably get a little bit more respect as a rider and an athlete, and I'm just enjoying doing it as a professional level, and you know, going home preparing properly, and trying to, you know, when I get to the track, make sure, you know, I'm worthy of my spot, so to speak.